fellow collectors. Today we're going to be talking about Green Goblin and Mary Jane Watson from Marvel Legends series. And this is the Spider-Man set. And this is called the VHS version because it looks like it comes in a VHS package. And on the back here we have Green Goblin and Mary Jane Watson. The bottom we have some warnings, some trademarks, stuff like that. On the side we see Green Goblin and Mary Jane Watson. So if I bring in my scale, turn it on, we can see that these guys are coming in at 9.8 ounces. So let's get them out of the box and see how cool they are. Okay, now that we have them out of the box, we look at the accessories. First one we look at is the glider for the Green Goblin. A little bit of paint here in the back. Portions where his feet goes. He also comes with his knapsack, his man purse, where he keeps all his valuables. And here we have an actual Green Goblin bomb. It looks like it's been ignited. It's ready to throw. We have a Mary Jane Watson hand. We have a Norman Osborn normal looking head. So let's bring in Mary Jane first. Take a look at her. Definitely looks like she came right out of the comic or the cartoon series. And Mary Jane will be able to look up just a little bit down left and right. Her arms come out T-pose style. Rotation at the elbows. No bicep swivel. She has bend in the elbow as well as rotation for it. Her wrists rotate around and they are a hinge so they can go back and forth. She does have a diaphragm bend and swivel with that. There is no waist swivel. She can do a pretty good split. She has thigh rotation as well as a double bend. Now her boot does rotate around a little bit. And her ankle is on a ball jointed hinge. And she has the peg hole for a stand. Now Mary Jane. Stand up, please. Mary Jane is coming in at 6 inches tall. So let's go ahead and start looking at the Goblin. The Green Goblin here with that face etched in comic book legend. The hole in the back here. Belt. That is not straight. It's going to irritate me until I straighten it out. Gloves. And these pointed boots. So the Green Goblins can really look up and down, left and right. He has this loose neckerchief on. He has good T-pose, as well as a bicep swivel. Arms that rotate all the way around. Double bend in the elbow. Wrists that rotate around on a hinge, so they go back and forth. As far as ab crunch goes, this guy can do a pretty good back crunch and forward crunch. Waist swivel. as well as a very good Von Damme style split. We have thigh rotation, as well as knee bends, boot swivel, and ball jointed hinge swing for the ankles. Does have 2 peg holes for stands. Now to get them on the stand, you gotta, or his glider, you gotta be sure to try to get them both on at the same time to get those boots, the front of those boots on, and we can try to get him a little bit more into his normal stance, because he always has those knees bended whenever he's on the glider, just for balance. So we take his knapsack, and he always had it on this side. So bring it up and over his head. Put him back on the glider because he doesn't want to stay. There are no peg holes on the glider. So if I take the pumpkin bomb, take his on, put his arm up, hand out, he can pretty much just hold it unless you get him to use that thumb in there, and you really have to wedge it in. See if I can get it just hanging there, but it looks like it's not being very cooperative. Maybe if I have to swing it the other way, which is kind of bad. Let's try the other hand. Let's see if we can get it in there to hold without me constantly trying to hold it for him. And I'm not having much luck. It's like, it's just either too big or just, it's not really going in there right. I just can't get it to hold like it should. So that's pretty bad if he can't even hold his one weapon like you want him to. And let's see, I can just get him to hold it just like that, and that's about as good as I can get. Because you want your Green Goblin ready to throw his pumpkin bomb. Right. And it doesn't come with a stand. It has a hole on the bottom for a stand. So if you have a stand prior, then you can get this guy to fit on it. But till then, he's rocking it on the ground. So, Green Goblin on the glider is coming in at 6.5 inches. On the glider itself, he's coming in at 6 1/4, just a little bit taller than Mary Jane. So if you like this set, head on over to entertainmentearth.com. And as always, like, subscribe, and keep collecting.